Good morning, everyone. My name is Kris Kolluri. I'm the President and CEO of New Jersey Transit. Welcome to the bus modernization press conference, but I have to give my friend Congressman Menendez a bit of a hard time. If you had taken the train here instead of drive, you would have gotten here on time, but we'll let that go this time. Sorry, I couldn't. I just couldn't. I'm a little punchy this morning, so for those of you who want to join me for the press conference after this press conference, I invite you to come. But for this press conference, let me welcome all of you. Look, I've been in this job now for 9 months. When the governor, with the support of Chairman O'Connor, and frankly, Congressman Menendez and others gave me the privilege of taking this job. One of the things that we said we were going to focus on is to modernize the entire fleet of our buses and our trains before the end of this year. And that is exactly what has happened. Let me contextualize this a little bit for you. Since 2018, we have received 1,000 buses. Worth of roughly about $850 million. Just this year alone, from now all the way to 2031, we will be placing orders for another 1,400 buses for a total of $1.7 billion. These are numbers that are substantial, but the value proposition for our riders is pretty straightforward. They want a good, clean, reliable bus system, one that is also presents itself with the best of the other sister agencies in places like Europe and even the United States. And that's what this commitment really means. But I want to go one step further. This isn't just a couple of people in a room deciding that it's the right thing to do. Congressman Menendez is a huge proponent, an advocate, more importantly, delivers money for these kinds of investments that we wouldn't otherwise be able to make. So why is that important? This ordering of 1,400 buses over the next 5 to 6 years is going to cost a substantial amount of money. Most of it is from the federal government. And that is the kind of investment we absolutely need in order to keep our commitment for modernization. When we say by 2031, every single bus in our system will be modernized, we really mean it. That means the money's programmed. That means we have now almost, I think Jignasa almost finished signing the contracts to get our slots with the manufacturer of the buses, so we are guaranteed delivery of these buses by 2031, from now till 2031. That's on the bus side. I know that's what we're here to talk about, but let me spend 30 seconds talking about the rail side. Equally important, again, thanks to the congressman's help on getting federal money and the Chairman O'Connor and the governor, we have now kept our commitment to modernize the entire fleet of rolling stock by ordering 374 multi-level 3 vehicles. We have 174 coming in between now and end of next year, and then a year after, and then after that, we'll get the remaining 200 from then all the way to 2031. Just to give you a little preview, in November, we're going to go authorize the rebuilding of the entire fleet of multi-level 1s and 2s. What that's going to do in totality is going to make sure we fulfill this commitment that we made, that by the end of this year, we will have put this agency on a pathway to modernize every single piece of bus and rail equipment, which, by the way, I'll say, has never been done in the 45-year history of New Jersey Transit. As I said, none of this could happen but for the extraordinary leadership of the governor, number one, Congressman Menendez, because of the role he plays in the United States Congress, and Chairman O'Connor. With that, I'm going to ask Congressman Menendez to come up and say a few words.
Well, good morning. I want to thank my dear friend, Kris Kolluri, for reminding all of us we should be in buses and trains and out of our cars to not just unclog our corridors, but to ensure that we're all stewards in investing in our mass public transit systems and also in our environment. So thank you so much, Kris, for that reminder. And I just want to take a quick point of privilege. You know, these are challenging times, governing in challenging times, but leading NJ Transit is an incredibly difficult job. And Kris, in the 9 months, has done an incredible job, as is his entire team, who our office has the privilege of working with every single day, not just on moments like this, where we bring back federal resources to invest in our NJ Transit system, but every day that we hear from our constituents about the good and the bad. I have found no better partner than my friends at NJ Transit, and so I'm very thankful for them. I'm thankful for Kris's leadership. My good friend, Fran O'Connor, thank you for all that you've done at the DOT. Michael, thank you as well, and all of your colleagues who every single day are delivering for New Jersey. And as Kris alluded to, this is fulfilling the promise that we made to the people of New Jersey. This is what government should look like. It's the federal government working with our state partners to deliver results for all of our New Jersey residents. And today is about investing in a modern, clean bus fleet. It's been work that has been consistent throughout the tenure of this governor, and Governor Murphy has done an incredible job. This has been a priority for him, and the results speak for themselves. From 2019 to present day, we have made consistent investments. It's a privilege to work with all of our New Jersey delegation, our 2 incredible United States senators, to continue bringing resources back, to continue to fulfill the promise that Governor Murphy has made to all New Jerseyans. There's still more work to do. We're proud of the work that we've made on Gateway, which the NJ Transit Rail facility assets run on, to make sure that that is modern, resilient. We're going to continue to try to drive investments home. We're going to continue to work with our partners in Washington. We believe in good government. Today is an example of how government works for all of our New Jersey residents. It's a privilege to be here with you, and I look forward to all the work ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Congressman. I want to have Chairman O'Connor come up, but let me say something about him on a personal note. You know, it's the relationship between the chairman and the president and CEO of New Jersey Transit can be complex, but it doesn't have to be. What Fran has done for me in these last 9 months is to make sure that he's a true partner in the work that had to get done, because both of us realize that the job to be done is more important than the personalities. And that is the kind of partnership that has led to the success that you've seen over the last few months. I'm so grateful to you. Come up, Chairman O'Connor.
Thank you, Kris. It's easy to work with you. From day one, I've seen what I always know what the person you are, but watching you in action is truly a benefit for the state. So thank you. It's great to be here at Newark Penn Station to mark another important step forward for New Jersey Transportation Network. And all I have to say, Congressman, thank God I was 15 minutes early. But you drove. Thank you for your leadership and your support for New Jersey Transit. I also have to thank Governor Murphy for his commitment to modernizing the transit. Again, recognizing Kris and Mike for your leadership in everything you do for us. As Commissioner of the New Jersey Department of Transportation, I see how every piece of our system, highways, bridges, ports, airports, and transit, connects to keep New Jersey moving. Buses are central to that network. For many communities, they are the most reliable links to jobs, schools, and healthcare. That's why today's arrival of the first 175 new 40-foot buses is so significant. These vehicles replace the oldest and least reliable buses in the fleet, and they raise the standard of what customers can expect. They come with USB charging ports, brighter LED lighting, and improved intercoms. The low-floor design makes boarding easier for seniors and customers with disabilities. Safety is enhanced with security cameras, blind spot cameras, and turn warning systems. And the clean diesel engines meet the latest EPA standards, reducing emissions and improving air quality. Since 2018, New Jersey Transit Board has authorized the purchase of more than 1,400 new buses, over $1.7 billion invested, along with 374 new multi-level rail cars, the largest rail investment in New Jersey Transit history. All told, more than $3 billion is already committed to modernizing the fleet by 2031. They aren't just numbers. They mean fewer breakdowns, more reliable service, and better commute for customers every single day. So today, we're not just welcoming a new bus, we're taking another step toward a modern, dependable, and customer-focused transit system for New Jersey. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. I want to call up Mike Kilcoyne, who is the SVP of Bus and Surface Transportation. But before he comes up, let me just, I'm the face of the organization, and Anthony reminds me every single day that it's not the prettiest face in the organization, and that's okay. We'll leave that aside for the moment. But I want to say that there are many unsung heroes at New Jersey Transit. The Congressman was so kind enough to call out a few names. I want to say this because if I say it 1,000 times, it's not enough. There are men and women, there's 12,000 plus, who work at New Jersey Transit every single day. They don't wake up in the morning to see how they can ruin people's commute. They wake up every morning to see how they can meet their obligations and run a good system. And people like Mike, who's been around for how many years, Mike? 28 years. Jimmy Sincaglia, where'd you go, Jimmy? I just saw you some, there he is. Head of Rail, and Chief Trissillo, and Jignasa, and Anthony, and Bill Brooks. These folks and the people who work for them every single day put their heart and soul into this mission. And it is not the easiest thing. Look, this weekend, I've always said I'll never be afraid to talk about challenges. This weekend, it started Thursday with a boom truck operator who decided to leave his boom up in Hoboken and rip some catenary systems on HPLR. And that started our Thursday. And on Friday, around midnight, we had a derailment on the M&E line of a work train. But that required almost 2,200 rail ties to be replaced. When I tell you my colleagues worked all day Saturday, all day Sunday, into today, just to make sure the service is back on, it would be an understatement. That is the reflection of what this agency truly stands for. So when people say that I have the hardest job, I actually have the easiest job. My colleagues have the hardest job because they are the ones on the line every single day making sure we put our best foot forward. And Mike is no exception. In fact, he is an exemplary person of how this agency has managed to do well despite all the challenges. Mike.
Thank you, everybody. Nobody does this alone. Our teams are committed. Every day, we try and make tomorrow better than today, and we can't do that without leadership like Kris being part of the team. In 9 months, he is one of us, very, very on the front line. I'd like to thank Governor Murphy, Congressman Menendez, Commissioner O'Connor, and President Kolluri. Thanks to their leadership and commitment to public transportation, it enables us to make these significant investments in bus fleet modernization. This order of buses will enable us to replace the oldest buses in our fleet. They are 2008 model year buses, as well as those with the highest shop time, to ensure reliable service delivery for our 500,000 daily bus customers who board every day. These clean diesel buses meet the latest EPA standards. They are Tier 4 emission buses. We'll be replacing Tier 1 and Tier 2 buses, making them significantly cleaner than the aging buses they are replacing. We have made a push in recent years to increase our 60-foot articulated bus fleet as well to improve capacity on our high-volume routes. So there will ultimately be 578 of these 60-foot buses in our fleet. The 40-foot transit buses remain a vital part of our fleet strategy. Not all service is suited for 60-foot articulated buses, so a balanced fleet with a mix of 40-foot, 60-foot, and 45-foot long-distance cruiser buses ensures we have the right bus for the right routes at the right time. These 40-foot buses are critical for our local bus routes that require frequency and flexibility and helps us to address current garage capacity constraints as 3 40-foot buses fit in the space of 2 articulated buses. So thanks to these investments, New Jersey Transit will be well positioned to deliver a more comfortable and reliable ride to our customers with a modernized bus fleet for the foreseeable future. And with that, I'll turn it back to Kris.
Thank you, Mike. With that, we'll take on-topic questions. If not, we'll go outside and we'll do a photo op and we'll do off-topic questions outside. Larry. Congress.
Talk about
Mike.
how much federal funding has been delivered both for the 1,400 buses and for this order.
So I will get you the answer, but is it 80-20 typically on this? Do you guys know? Typically 80-20. 80% feds, 20%. But on the 1,000, we'll get you an exact number, and the programmed amount, I'll get you the number because it could change, obviously. Because if, for example, if there's an electric mandate that the feds are not going to fulfill, we have to do that. But that number is a changing number. It's roughly $850,000 for a bus, right, Mike? Yep. Colleen?
Yeah, when you came in, this was obviously among your biggest priorities. Can you just, it's an overly simplistic question, but why was this such an important topic and issue for you to tackle and make happen? And the second part of that is kind of on Larry's question as well about how do you prioritize the spending here, and where did you have to take that from? Can you just kind of speak to why this rose to the level that it did, and what maybe had to be sacrificed in the process?
Yeah, I mean, I think perhaps I'll answer it by saying why it was not a priority before I showed up. And I think it doesn't have anything to do with the determination of the people who worked at New Jersey Transit. It talked about consistent availability of funds that till recently did not become very clear. So for us to have the United States Congress, through the federal appropriations process, and from the state standpoint to make sure we have the consistent revenues for the foreseeable future, is the kind of predictability that did not exist till we got to where we are this year. That, for me, is an important inflection point, because when you get that kind of inflow of money, capital, on one hand and operating on the other, you have to be able to show the fare payers, most important, and the riders in general, why the investment that they're making through all the taxes they're paying, whether it's through the federal government, through the state government, or to corporate transit fees, why that's important and where it's going. So for us, reliability measured by mean distance between failure or just general customer perception. Frank is here, our customer advocate. We take the reactions and feedback from residents very, very seriously. And when they say that we need to improve our service, there are only 3 places to do it. You do it through infrastructure, you do it through by making sure you have proper human capital, and third, by making sure you have rolling stock. That is a 3-legged stool that exists for the railroad and as well as for the bus. This was an important part of that stool, to make sure we make an investment that is predictable without sacrificing our other priorities, thanks to the funding we get from the federal government, is an important show that we are not going to waste money if it's given to us. Look, I mean, the congressman is about to go back to Washington and consider some very, very existential questions between now and October 1st. I want to be in the column of people at New Jersey Transit that says that taxpayer dollars given to New Jersey Transit will always be used wisely and will be always used to advance the interests of the taxpayers, in this case, the riders. That's why this was such an important priority. So I wanted to make sure that we make tangible progress in meeting these goals, not because it sort of sounds good, but it meaningfully improves the lives of our residents, which is what I think all of us are committed to doing. Other questions? Okay. We'll go outside, take a picture, and I'll do off-topic outside.